Hey, kindergarten. Yesterday we wrote about our 3 steps for what we are writing about this week. You got to choose your own topic that you want to write about, as long as it's something that's for kids. And I'm writing all about spaghetti and how to make spaghetti because it's something I'm really good at. It's something I know how to do, and it's pretty simple. I can teach it. So here are my steps. Today I'm going to write about step 1 and step 2. Each one gets its own page. So here I'm going to write step 1 across the top. Step 1. And like usual, I'm going to add a line here so that my writing can go below. So, how to make spaghetti. Let me go back to my sketch and make sure I know what's happening in step 1. So it looks like in this step, I have a pot on the stove and I'm adding water and then I'm waiting. So let me make my more detailed sketch. Yours doesn't have to look just like mine. I've been practicing art for a very long time. So yours can look a little different. Obviously, you're not drawing the same thing that I'm drawing. Okay, here's my stove. I have a gas stove at my home. And then I need to add some water in. My favorite way to fill a pot that's on the stove is to pour water in from this little glass thing I have. There's some water going in. Water. I'm looking at my sketch to know how to spell it. I already wrote it over here, so I don't need to do that work again. Water, and here's my stove, and again, I already wrote it over here. Stove, and I think I could even be more precise and spell that this is a pot. Pot. That's what that is. And so I'm adding water. If you see other things that I could label, maybe you're thinking of all the things that you could label on yours. Okay. So I need to tell my reader, what I'm telling them about. Why would I just say pour some water into a pot? I got to tell them why that's important. So I'm going to write to make spaghetti, because that's our goal here. That's what we're really trying to do, is make spaghetti. So to make, and that's that silent E, silent E. If you haven't learned about silent E yet, that is okay. We will touch on it a little bit this year. To make spaghetti, and again, I'm looking over here at my plan. I already learned how to spell it. I already did the work, so I'm not going to make myself do the work twice. Spaghetti. To make spaghetti. Now, this is step 1. Another way to say step 1 is first. So to make spaghetti, first what? First, go to the store and ask them if they have any cooked spaghetti. Is that my first step? No. To make spaghetti, first, what am I doing here? Putting some water into a pot on the stove. First, put some, I don't have enough space there, so I'm going to go to the next line. Water in, that's a sight word. Also a sight word. Pot. That is a word I can sound out. Pot. Water in a pot on, that's a sight word. The, also a sight word. Stove. And I already practiced spelling stove, so I don't need to do more. To make spaghetti, first put some water in a pot on the stove. Check. Today I'm going to write 2 steps so that we have plenty of time tomorrow to do some revision. All right, step 1, put some water into a pot on the stove. Next, what am I going to do? When the water is boiling, because I can't just put the spaghetti in right away. So boiling, then I can add the spaghetti. So step 2, over here. Step 2, And again, I'm gonna add a line so I know where my words go. Not the most perfect line, that's okay. Let me make sure my picture looks good. Okay, I need the pot boiling with spaghetti in. Okay, so here's my pot. My water is boiling. I don't know about you, but if you've ever seen water boil, it looks like it has a lot of bubbles in it. And I'm gonna add the spaghetti. Spaghetti. And my spaghetti goes in. When I put it in, I notice it all kind of sticks up straight like this. And then it kind of, when you stir it a little bit, it gets better. Okay. I'm going to write second because we're on step 2. Second, add the spaghetti when the water is boiling. Or I could say, when the water is boiling, add the spaghetti. I think that one's more helpful to me. So when, that's a first grade sight word, but I know how to spell it. When the water is boiling. That's a tricky word to spell. Boiling. I know the ing ending is ing. When the water is boiling, add finger space the spaghetti, and then you need to do some waiting. Spaghetti takes like 7 to 10 minutes to cook, depending on the type, and it always says on the box. So I'm actually going to tell on the box. We'll pretend that this one is 8 minutes because this is my fictional spaghetti. So when the water is boiling, add the spaghetti and say word. Wait 8 minutes. Period. Make sure there's a period at the end of your sentence. All right. I'm going to go back and color my pictures because these are not colored yet. I'm only going to color the ones in my actual piece of writing. My sketches don't really need to be colored. And I will meet you back here for the last day of how to writing. Make sure you are adding a picture that makes sense, telling all the steps needed that are in that picture. So don't tell me about something that has nothing to do with what you're writing, but make sure someone can follow your instructions. Remember when we had our peanut butter and jelly instructions and someone said put bread on a plate, so I put the whole loaf of bread on the plate. And then they said put peanut butter on the bread, so I took the jar of peanut butter and I stuck it on top of the bag of bread. Be more precise. Show me exactly what I need to do. All right, I will see you tomorrow with colored pictures.